Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Joseph Novichkov, Senior Trading Manager with GDM. Firstly, on Friday, let's start with the Asian markets. Broadly lower in trading on Friday, with of course Japanese shares, as we can see here, leading the losses as investors flock to some safe haven assets on worries about the US elections. As you can see, the Japanese 225 index is down 230 points, or about 1.4%, to 16,905.40. Chinese mainland shares closed lower, with the Shanghai Composite Index going down about 3.9 points, as we can see, or about 0.15% in the negative territory at 3125.20, and the Shenzhen Composite of 4.4 points, or about 0.2% to 26.7. The dollar inched off recent lows against its major peers ahead of the US non-farm payrolls report, which is due later in the day, but of course remained quite sensitive to the uncertainties surrounding the US presidential race. The dollar inched up about 0.03%, as we can see, versus the Japanese yen to 103 yen. Of course, that is from 1 month low of 102.56 struck overnight. European stocks were lower in morning trade on Friday, following declines overnight on Wall Street, as of course concerns of the US elections continued to rattle nerves in the market. The pan-European stock 600 index, we can see that it's 3.5 points down, or about 4% in the negative territory. Looking at the FTSE 100, 96 points down. It's a major drop as well, to 1.45% down as well. DAX is 110 points down, also a major decline, with 1% in the negative territory. Also, investors are globally keeping an eye on the October non-farm payroll numbers that will be released later on Friday, which will give another indication on the health of the US economy. It could also create some clarity about whether the Federal Reserve could raise interest rates later this year, as we're tracking the euro, which was flat versus the dollar, as we can see, at 1.11, which is slightly down 5 pips, or about 0.1% in the negative territory, after hitting 3-week high of 1.1126. touched in the previous day. It was, of course, en route to 1% weekly gain. Sterling also higher this morning, 0.1% up to 1.2475 versus the dollar, or about 15 cents higher, 15 pips higher since the opening, as the High Court ruled government that needs parliamentary approval to trigger the leave of the European Union. Let's put it this way, easing Brexit fears just for now. Gold in the commodity sector easing on Friday as the dollar firmed ahead of the US job data, but of course looks set for a weekly gain of about 2%. While investors and their appetite for safe haven assets staying on intact for the moment, as signs of a close run of the US presidential elections could still boost the the gold, which is slightly higher, negative territory right now, down about 0.07% to 1302.50, or about 80 cents down. US crude inventories that have built some doubts over the ability of producers to coordinate output cuts continued to keep a lid on the markets. As we can see, the US West Texas Intermediate crude futures, they were down about 0.1%, or about 10 cents down since the opening at 44.58. As we can see that there is still more downside to be expected. In the calendar today, non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate at 12:30. That's all from all the important news of today. I'll see you again tomorrow, but on Monday. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.